Oh, yoink.
I love you guys, bro. Let's do it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yes, again, this week we're running a little late. I had some personal issues come up, but that's all right, because that means we had a little extra time to dive in a little deeper this week. I am considering on Monday doing a live stream of the draft right here on Monday Night Raw, since everybody gets to see it at the same time, but that's not what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Monday through Wednesday, because, well, we already talked about SmackDown, and we know how that goes. So let's introduce our panel tonight. He is the leader of the Darker Order. He is not the evil Uno. He is Mr. Evil Dose.
Yo, what is up? You know, I'm feeling a little bit dark this week. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because it's drafty. Coming after on the heels of my takeover debacle where my picks were 2 and 3. I need to get a little payback myself tonight, so let's bring it. That's my promo. That's it. On to the next guy.
Oh, snap there, bud.
Sorry about that, guys. His internet's acting all shoddy tonight. So as you can see, we have the man that is the best that ever is, the best that ever was, and the best that ever be, Mr. JB3.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's me. It's JB3. Self 5.
Yikes.
Bang. Yeah, man. It's a crazy time. We get to talk about some wrestling. I'm really excited, again, like normal, to talk about Wednesday, but not so much about it's not so much about Monday. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. We did have something, happen that caught me off guard. Not fucking stoked as hell, because I really like this guy. He's really good. And if we can get him more on TV, that's awesome. But let's introduce, not replacing the villain this week, but filling in, as you could say. He is not Johnny Wrestling. He is Alec Wrestling.
What's up, guys? I'm so happy to be here. My first time here on Suplex City Chats. I'm so excited to be here and just talk all things that are wrestling, man. I haven't had that time where I can do that. And now I have the guys that can talk wrestling with me. So, hey, let's have a drink up. Let's have a good time. Let's do it.
That's what she said. Oh, bam. I had to drop that bad pun. All right, guys.
The villain.
The villain is last time he was in the Antarctic. Time before that he was in the Arctic. Now he is in an undisclosed location under the earth doing evil things.
Definitely.
So happy now, man.
You can never catch the villain. You can't catch him.
Nope. So, like I said, I was thinking about Monday doing a recap of tonight's draft and maybe some shit that's happened, and then doing a live stream on Monday of the actual draft. The kid will be here. Maybe some of these guys will be here, but I got to work that out. So we'll see how that goes. So SmackDown happened. There wasn't really anything that happened. Kevin Owens got molested by the Fiend, and then Sasha Banks came back and took out Bayley. That kind of wraps up SmackDown. Raw, gentlemen. There wasn't a whole lot that happened on Raw, in my opinion. Papa West slinging some nastiness.
Oh.
I'm going to tell him you said that. If we ever see Papa West again, we'll know why. Because, yikes. That really threw me off for a minute.
Don't tell him. Test to see if the villain watches the show.
There you go.
He does.
I doubt it. But that's okay. What I do want to talk about, Raw itself was kind of garbage this week. It's the same shit we've seen every week. I do have to admit, though, Evil Dose and his sizeism kind of rubbed off on me on Monday. It was really good to see two big sweaty men doing big sweaty things. I didn't even care that they got counted out. I hope that those two end up. I'm talking about Braun Strowman and Keith Lee. I want to see these two on the same show and just let them go at it. I don't even care why they feud. I just want to see those two go at it. Dose, you're our resident sizist. What did you think of it? Two big, sweaty...
I'm definitely a self-admitted guilty sizist. I will say, that, is that the amateur?
No, I'm sorry. That's my son.
Mm-hmm. This is a professional operation.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wrestling.
Professional.
Out of here.
I love it.
Sorry. Go me!
So,
Spoil-
what's going on here? All right. I have a mini rant because I actually thought that Raw was 2/3 pretty good. But that first opening with Randy Orton was bad. And it was double bad, and I will tell you why.
Okay.
The day before on TakeOver, they used night vision goggle technology for the entire Ember Moon vignette. And yet they couldn't recreate the Orton beatdown scene in that same eerie light in slow motion so that when he's talking about it, you can actually see what's happening. And you could do it in slow motion so nobody has to get hurt. Not even old Ric Flair. Or you could put Ric Flair in a blind spot and you just see the chair going up and down and up and down. I mean, why does he have to retell the whole thing? At least use the technology you used not 24 hours before. Lazy, lazy, lazy. It's like they don't talk to each other. But that's not what you asked me about. The big sweaty man match, all for it. I don't really know what was in it for Keith Lee, but fine. I was glad to see these guys go. I don't quite understand what an exhibition match is, but I know whatever an exhibition match is, it shouldn't end in a double disqualification due to countdown. That ending was trash. So, but glad to see these guys go. I hope they go again. Minor spoiler alert, but if you're, a wrestling fan and you're cognizant, you know that next week's season premiere of SmackDown features SmackDown's champion Roman Reigns defending against Raw superstar Braun Strowman. Why? So I don't. Another segue. I just don't understand why he's doing that when he should be in a formal match with Keith Lee. Maybe he'll do both. Maybe he'll do that on Raw. We'll see. But yeah, that I like the idea, but the ending ridiculous.
Well, I think what it does is it proves that Braun Strowman's going to Raw. Personally, I think that because that could be a start of a feud right there. But you know what? That's here nor there. And if it even doesn't really start a feud, maybe Keith Lee can get involved and he can go, you know what? There's your first feud. But I want to move on to the big thing that happened. We had earlier in the night, we had the same tag team match between the Hurt Business and Cedric and Ricochet with Mustafa Ali at ringside. I think we've seen this match once or twice. As a matter of fact, Apollo Crews hasn't had a match with anybody outside of the Hurt Business since July.
Yeah,
it's October.
No reason for this match. I don't know why Apollo keeps losing, but he might as well keep losing because otherwise it would just continue.
Yeah, pretty much. But Mustafa Ali was kind of, they were talking shit on their way to the ring, and he's just kind of sitting in the back, kind of not talking. Mm-hmm. After they beat him down and everything, in the back, you see Mustafa Ali going, I want you, and then I want you two goons at ringside. And my first thought was, oh God, not again. I don't need to see Ali get his face kicked in again. Because I like Ali. I really do. I think he's talented as hell. I watched him in 205 Live. I know, a show almost like Ring of Honor that nobody watches. But then the match started, and of course, Retribution shows up. Which, you know what, at the time, I'm like, whatever. We, between our private chat, I'm done with this shit. Whatever, move on. But then he gets out of the ring, walks to the Hurt Business, to the Retribution, Slapjack, Mace, and God, I don't remember what the other one is. Yeah, you can see TV3 getting down on some shit there. We'll get to that probably on Monday. And then he turns around and goes, "Get him!" And then the final, I personally think the final scene of the show should have been Ali doing his hand thing and then go off. But I don't even care about the beginning. The ending, except for it was the first time since Survivor Series last year that Drew McIntyre has been pinned. That's almost a year, which that right there has to tell you something how protected he is. I was stunned. Absolutely stunned. I love it. I gives more credibility, in my opinion, to Retribution. I want to see where it goes. I think it could tie in the SmackDown Hacker, which we all agreed we thought was Ali to begin with. Alec, what did you think of Ali joining the Retribution? Or being the leader?
It's exactly what Retribution needed, because the idea of Retribution was starting to die. And as soon as you saw the leader was Ali, and she had the idea that Ali is the leader of Retribution. That's that. But then if you saw his I guess his Instagram over the past couple weeks, it shows why he's doing what he's doing. He's showing that he got hurt at certain issues. He was supposed to be the Kofi Kingston of that storyline, where Kofi Kingston was the guy who was, was put at the forefront. And he says, why? And I love it that not only is that brought up of why, he's saying why not. So you have why not. So you say, why not? Why can't it be Dominic Dijakovic? And you see the picture of Keith Lee over him being taken out by what's his name?
Cross.
Karrion Cross.
Cross.
He gets taken out by Cross. Why isn't it him? Because he had to be brought down there. Why isn't it Mia Yim? Because there's a lot of other women. Why isn't it Mercedes Martinez? Because of the women. Why not? I think that's the main word to me, is why not. And I would love to see that more, I would like to see more Ali bringing that up more. Why not? It's not about why aren't you? No. Why not? Why can't we be that person? Why can't we be the main character? Why can't we be this? Because that's the main thing. Why wasn't it Ali? He got hurt. It is what it is. But why wasn't I brought into it right away? Because you missed your shot. But why did I miss my shot? Because I got hurt. I want to see that. I want to see that taken more like brought up more. Why not? Why not? And Ali brought that up more. Why not? Why are we not the person? Why are we not the person you think of? So I want to see that more. Brought up more.
I like it.
The whole why is it? Why are you? No. Why not? Why can't it be me? Why is it you? Yeah, great. You're that person, but why can it be me?
I like it. I like that idea, and I like the fact that everybody involved, and like Dale Madden, I love the fact that he's like, I stood up to Brock Lesnar, and he picks my ass up and F5s me through a table. Them on Twitter have been selling this shit. I love the fact that they're doing on Twitter. JV3, I know you're digging SmackDown right now, but what did you think of Ali basically pointing out he is the leader of Retribution?
I think pretty much exactly what you guys all think. I think that it was needed. I think that their Twitter game has been keeping them somewhat like okay, even in like some type of weird comedy way. But when it comes to the story that they're trying to tell, there was only a few people they could have chose for to be the leader, and most of them were impossible people. We were talking like, "Ooh, it's got to be CM Punk," or "Ooh, it's got to be, whoever." But the fact that it's Ali, it's like a perfect puzzle piece getting put in to maybe not complete the puzzle, but it connected all the chunks that were not connected. It connected everything. So now they got to fill the rest of the puzzle up somehow. We'll see it happen.
All righty. Dos, do you want to add anything to this?
I sure do.
Ooh.
I don't know that Ali makes any more particular sense in this role than any number of other people. I'm perfectly happy for them to tie in the hacker story, and I hope that they do to close the loop. It could explain why he recruited the people that he recruited, as opposed to the dozens of other people that were released in the interim or have sort of felt the same way. But his story is as good as any. And it was a surprise. There are rare surprises in WWE these days, so that was a surprise. So that's on the positive. More importantly than any of that, there was a lot of speculation as to who it would be. And I think no matter who it was, unless it was going to be a big superstar, would have been like, okay. Or a big disappointment. I think unless it was like a CM Punk, it wouldn't be a big exciting moment. The point being is that Retribution was floundering because it really didn't have much of a story. It didn't have a focal point. The leadership was sorely lacking. So at least now there is a leader and there is a story and it can move on. Instead of floundering, there's the focal point, there's the spokesperson, and it can move on. So that is a huge positive. That said, the news already is that Mercedes Martinez has been removed from Retribution and is going back down to NXT. Now, that's an internet thing. It's been widely reported. I don't know that it's been confirmed. I don't know that it's true. I don't even really care that much, though it would have been nice for Retribution to have a women's tag team there because there are so few women's tag teams. As I've said before, I mean, if you're going to have titles that are defended on all three brands, you should have teams that challenge for it. So it would have been nice. And if they're going to have a woman, they should have more than one for that, because Mia Yim isn't necessarily going to be in the women's title picture alone immediately. And the male members of Retribution probably aren't going to help her. But we'll see. That's unconfirmed. And that's a little bit nitpicking. Again, I think giving it a focal point, putting a head on that pyramid was very important. So we can move forward from now. So I think it was overall a good move.
Yeah.
Ali do the thing with his light, like his repulsory thing, but for it to turn from golden lights to like dark blue or just black. I think that would have been cool.
Well, I saw something on Twitter I meant to grab before we started. It was a picture of all of their faces in their masks, including Ali, and I think it just fits. But Alec, what you got on your mind?
I wasn't saying like my biggest thing about my biggest issue with Retribution was with Mercedes Martinez being involved. To me, she should not have been involved at all. She is her own character in and of itself. Like, she deserved better. I was more leaning towards maybe like a Chelsea Green being involved in that thing. So like, if you're saying that Mercedes Martinez is not gonna be involved in the in this whole thing, I was gonna be perfectly okay with it, because I did not want Mercedes Martinez in this at all. To me, Mercedes Martinez is more of a she deserves that storyline by herself.
And it also made no sense because she just got here. It's not like she's been passed over for anything yet. She doesn't need Retribution. I mean, you can make sense with Santana Garrett or Vanessa Bourne.
Yeah, that's why I like Chelsea
people.
Green. Chelsea Green was like my main one. Yeah,
Sure.
like she's left out to me first.
Yeah.
But Mercedes Martinez, no way. Like, there's no fucking way that she should have been in this group at all.
Well, and something I want to bring up is the fact they can always bring in more people. You know, you can have Ali out, kind of a John Silver sort of feel, out recruiting people. Hey, you've been left behind, but you come with us. We can kind of like a Dark Order sort of feel, kind of.
And I would love for even though I love what the Undisputed Era is doing, I would love a woman member of the Undisputed Era.
I think you never know. It happened. I mean, look at NWO. You look at DX. They always added a woman eventually. So you never.
Yeah, just the one. That's all I need. Just the one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just saw that Bianca Belair got drafted to SmackDown, which I think is fantastic.
Yes,
I think
for SmackDown.
She'd be a perfect face to go against either one of them. But that's just me.
It sucks because with the SmackDown Championship, we know it's between Bayley and Sasha. It's between those two.
Yeah, actually, Jacob, I was reading online that they haven't figured out exactly how to bring her into the main roster yet. I think
is she knows her character from top to bottom, but she can't put it in terms of not. I'm trying to put in no more words. She can't be PG.
Yeah,
that's what for me. She can't be PG.
Yeah,
she has that PG-13.
She's being punished for her fiance. Let's.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest,
she's being punished because she's fucking beautiful. She's not being punished because she's beautiful.
She's not more beautiful than half of the women there. I mean, they're on TV for a reason.
Yeah,
just like Lana's being buried too.
Yeah, look at Lana. She's getting buried. I was going to bring that up because it's fucking terrible.
But not my Bobby Lashley this time.
I think it's great.
But I think, my feelings about Raw and SmackDown. Raw is more of the story show. SmackDown is more of the sports entertainment show. And I think eventually they're going to get it out. Just like Bianca Belair, I think she's perfect on SmackDown.
She's perfect on SmackDown, bro. She's gonna have a great career on SmackDown.
Just like Matt Riddle, I think Matt Riddle fits in perfectly on SmackDown. I only say that because he's on my screen right now.
Yeah.
So I think it'll work. Like I said, maybe Monday we'll do a live rundown of what we see on.
Yeah, because that'll be the legit actual.
Yeah, I do a live stream of the draft as they're doing it Monday night, and we can talk about what happens tonight. Just because, unfortunately, we always leave SmackDown out because it happens on Fridays. But, it is what it is. All right, gentlemen. I think we've covered that. Let's get it in. On the heels of NXT TakeOver 31, which, in my opinion, was a goddamn great thing. We all agreed on that. It was pretty damn tasty. We learned that Kyle O'Reilly, right off the bat, they haven't exactly said the extent of his, but they said he's missing a few teeth, which if you see the blood in his mouth makes sense. And poor Mr. Every time I pick up a championship, I get hurt. Finn Balor broke his jaw in 2 places. Now reports are coming out that it was exaggerated a little. His reports aren't as bad, but a broken jaw is still a broken jaw. But, Dose brought it up, pretty interesting in our chat that haven't we heard this storyline before, except for it's really happening? I love to bag on the fact that Drew McIntyre.
There it is. Come on, baby.
Had the broken jaw and came
So, all right. To kick off the show, we had Tommaso Ciampa and Kushida taking out each other. I really enjoyed this match. Said on our recap show, I'm buying Kushida now as this powerhouse kind of badass. Just the way that him and Ciampa went toe-to-toe. However, the ending, in my opinion, is one word. And that word is Trash. I cannot absolutely stand that ending. I don't. I honestly, I like Velveteen Dream in the Indies. He's not a WWE guy. It doesn't work. That whole because he's not going to have that same gimmick on the main roster. It's not going to work. He got his ass whooped at Takeover. He's got a broken arm. Supposedly, leave him alone for a while. Leave him alone for a while. Let him sit on the shelf for a little bit. Because Triple H just came out and said some things. That's what I feel. Dose, what did you feel?
About this match in particular?
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's sort of it was sort of a cop out for Ciampa and Kushida to not have a finish. I mean, I thought the main point was to tell us that the injury to Dream was not real, and that he was faking it, and he was still very much in the game, and his business with Kushida wasn't over. Though, I mean, I thought it was a great match on Takeover, but he lost. I mean, it wasn't cheating, it wasn't shenanigans. He lost. They should move on. So I'm not quite understanding that, but I don't know. This whole episode, frankly, all of Wednesday night sort of felt a little flat for me, for the most part, both shows, and NXT was sort of overshadowed by yet another injury to another young superstar but at least another guy came back, Dexter Lumis, who I was excited to see. But if we're just talking about the Kushida Ciampa match, like I said, I think it was a cop out, but it's, I mean, they're both sort of faces, sort of heels. They both sort of have a similar kind of killer character. So, it's an interesting matchup, but I'm not sure how it could end anyway and preserve either character. So I get it. I just, the Dream thing sort of had me a little bit confused. And now I'm even more confused because I'm not sure if his injury is real or not. So I've got to settle things up here. I've got to inhale some methane and brimstone to clear my head.
Alrighty then. JB3, what did you think of this match?
So I'm in agreement with a lot of the guys and sites out there with this match. Like, this is something that WWE does this all the time. And I apologize if someone already mentioned this, but the fact that, and it's been mentioned already in other channels, like the fact that they do I think it was Brian Alvarez said it, like,
who?
Like, you got two guys you don't want to lose because you're building them up. Why have them face each other? Then you book yourselves in a corner where you got to do some kind of false, stupid finish. It's like, why even have them face each other? Because now everyone was so excited and happy to see this match, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's over. And, here we go again. It's bullshit. That match was great. Obviously, I mean, you would think about it, but everything about those two guys, what they're doing right now, they should not be facing each other. And the fact that they just randomly said, they got to fight. Let's got to do the match. No promo from Ember. Like, what? I mean, eventually, yeah, but I was just like, man. But the match itself was great, hard hitting. It's what you expect from two people like that, especially Ciampa, the veteran, Kushida, the vet. You would think, the last thing I'll say about it is you would think these two styles would clash in a way that might not work if you look at it on paper, but their styles went very, very well together. It was like they meshed. I mean, they're both pros, but Kushida's new hot streak and mean streak is something that I love. I don't want to see him face Dream anymore, but this is like, let's end the feud and then start it right back up. Let's have Dream pick him up for the driver or whatever, or jump and clothesline him. Is that what he did? Didn't he jump and clothesline him after he got his arm ripped off?
No, it was the Dream Valley Driver thing, and he had that, I think it's called the time lock or something like that, locked in.
Yeah, however way that turned out, that was like how he didn't sell his arm at all. like his arms were basically turned, like tied behind his back and over and through his neck last night, like or the other night during Takeover. I mean, it looked like his arms were in 14 different places inside of the skin. It's like it was just disgusting, and then he didn't sell it. But I guess everybody's annoyed by Dream right now, or the way that they booked Dream, or whatever the case may be.
Bro,
I think the match was awesome. I would have loved to see it at Takeover, like I don't know, like June 2021, on free TV in a crap finish.
Yeah. All right, Alec, hit us,
I will
buddy.
say with the Dream, unfortunately, like you had to deal with the fact that he was kind of a piece of shit. But we'll get there when we get there. But I mean, it was a lot of great shots, man. Like, how am I like, wait, I'm gonna have a good time. Let's get crazy, man. Like, so I'm gonna throw my shot in there with this, but I'm not gonna get like super specific with where my answer is at, but I don't know. It's hard to make my question with this. Like, I have a huge issue with everything with that's going on. So if I can make my initial like question with that, but I can't where that question is. If my question has an issue like what's going on, I can't affect that.
Tech support.
Yeah, like I can't affect what the actual question is. You know what I'm saying?
You can pass if it's too close to home.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass. I will pass.
No worries, not at all. You know what? We've all had
something painful here. It's a TV show.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Like I don't want to like. I have no idea what the question actually is, but I'm gonna just pass because.
All right. Yep. Next up, we had Killian Dane and Drake Maverick again, taking on Everrise. Basically, Drake got his ass beat most of the time. Got the hot tag. 1, 2, 3. Killian Dane blasted his ass. What picked him? I mean, that's the best way to describe it, ain't it?
No, This
you want to rephrase that, or you just leave it the way it is?
This is one of my favorite parts of NXT. I mean, I know NXT was pretty.
I don't watch NXT every week, man. I wish I could, but I can't.
Did you watch this week?
I loved it. I loved the dance.
The best thing, bro. The best thing. I have a friend like, hey, like, did you watch NXT? No. Let me tell what's going on, because like he always tells me what's happening, but I had no idea what the fuck is going on right now.
That's fine. We'll blast through these.
Yeah.
So JB3 got a kick out of it. Dose, what did you think of this really odd pairing?
What's the odd pairing?
Young Bucks can't wrestle on Dynamite, but they can wrestle on NXT. It doesn't make any sense to me, but at least
because they're not a good team.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they took the
loss. They're not a good team.
No, I'm sort of the opposite of JB3 on this one. I don't like Drake Maverick very much. I mean, his story was sad, but I mean, he doesn't bring anything to the table. I never liked Killian Dane. He's a big guy that lacks anything interesting at all. I don't know why Drake Maverick has to be so stupid to try to make this unlikely pairing. We all know where this story goes at some point. Just get there already. I don't care about these guys. The only good part is Killian Dane punching him in the face. I didn't like the Buff Bagwell dance. I didn't like it. I did. You know what? The theme of most of this show is going to be this. I hate.
Alrighty. Then let's jump on. Austin Theory came out, destroyed Leon Ruff, and then the returning Dexter Loomis came back to beat up Austin Theory. Okay. And then Loomis was attacked by Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes. To the moon. Cameron Grimes, in my opinion, kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. Dexter Loomis is back. I could see those two going at it for, a while. Okay. Dos, do you got any opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Dexter Loomis. I thought the thing with Austin Theory doing 2 matches back-to-back was sort of a nice little twist. I'm glad he finally won a match, but I'm glad he lost this match. I don't much like Cameron Grimes either, but this made sense. Although I didn't think this show was great. It's similar to like a week ago where I didn't think the show was great, but I appreciated the kind of difference in the flow where they were building stories through attacks and vignettes and whatever. And they were sort of doing the same thing this week. And even though I didn't really love the show, I like that idea. So if they put the right combination of players together that I like, I think I would really dig the show. That said, Cameron Grimes, I was looking at his face, and his body. I was looking at him. He reminds me so much of someone, and it just hit me. He is just one perm away from being gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. So,
sorry.
No, that's good. I was hoping that would land with a laugh.
It definitely landed.
Yeah, but I was glad to see Loomis back, looking good and wrestling solid. He's one of the bright spots of NXT, especially when Cross went down, and now especially the Ridge Holland, which we'll get into, but the whole world knows it, got hurt. Because, I mean, I think that there's sort of 3 of the same, and he benefits from them being hurt because 3 of them on the same show is almost too much. But anyway, I like the segment. So thumbs up for me. It is no hate here. We'll push this down.
All right, JB3. I just want to take a time out, and I'm kind of surprised because we're all kind of watching SmackDown or have seen it. I'm kind of surprised Miz and Morrison got drafted to Raw. I didn't expect that one. That's one I'm kind of surprised by.
Weird stuff going on there, but
after Dana Brooke.
And Andy Rose.
Yeah, I could understand Mandy Rose.
But do you think that means that possibly we see just a little side comment real quick. Do you think we see Heavy Machinery go to Raw?
Well, I don't want to say anything. You can catch.
Oh, that's right. They were in the first pool, weren't they? They were in the first pool. I thought they were in the second pool.
Yeah, but you know what? When you can draft a tag team, why do you waste a pick on Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke when you could have just drafted the team?
According to, I actually asked, what is his name? Ryan Satin. That he said the problem is they weren't put in the draft as a tag team. So maybe that means they're officially not a tag team. But anyways, all right.
There's no real answer. The answer is WWE just does stupid things like that.
Yeah. All right. I've just gotten to the first tag match, so I'm kind of curious about this. I will watch with one eye. JB3, what did you think of Loomis's return and the ass whooping he put on Austin Theory? Austin Theory got some fight in, though. It wasn't a squash. It was pretty good, though.
Well, first off, that Leon Ruff or whatever his name was,
yeah,
correct.
That dude cracked me up. Like,
wait,
kudos to Austin Theory for catching the botch and just saying you're done. You need to calm down. Sit down, buddy. It's okay. You don't have. That's just 4 too many flips. No, it was fine. And then Loomis came out, made his return. I'm cool with Loomis. It's kind of weird, but I like his submission, and I like Cameron Grimes. I didn't at first, but he's so annoying. But that's kind of why he's kind of growing on me, because he's got that devastating finisher, and then I like how he hit it. Like this time, he hit it on someone who was sitting down. He's hit it on someone who was just getting up. He's hit it on someone who was standing up. He's hit it with someone that was on their knees. So, like, I'm digging it. And he's taking, he's going straight to the moon. So
all right.
It was good.
All right. So next up, we had Rich Holland and taking on fellow Brit Danny Burch. In my opinion, God, what is his name? I can't ever remember his name. Commentator for NXT. New
Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett. Thank you. Wade Barrett sold this match perfectly. Like, Wade Barrett has become easily one of my favorite commentators on wrestling, period. These two went at it. Then Rich Holland whooped his ass afterward. Oni Larkin came out. They started scrapping. Oni did a dive over the top rope, landed on Ridge, and all of a sudden, as soon as he hits that ground, before the camera could even change, you saw the X, and then you look over and there's another ref with the X. So it was bad. This was, in my opinion, was not a work. This was real. And I think it was fantastic to see WWE respond that quickly. With the Matt Hardy fiasco about a month ago, I think it just proves that it's worth it. Dose, what did you think about the quick match into a really scary moment? Because they had his leg already in something, so it must have been bad.
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20, but when they first announced this pairing, I was sort of befuddled because the whole thing was he supposedly took out Adam Cole, and it was going to be a whole story with him and the Undisputed Era. So I figured that they'd start him with Bobby Fish or something. But instead it was Danny Burch. And it was a hard-hitting match. I mean, I wouldn't have had Danny Burch get so much offense in, but, I guess they want to build Danny Burch as well. Anyway, it was a hard-fought match. Then Oni Lorcan came in, and even as it was going on, I'm like, this is just taking too long. And then he did the dive, and, I was already like, why is this match happening? And then why the match takes so long? Then I was like, why is Oni Lorcan's stuff taking so long? And then it felt like a very unnecessary move. And then with the injury, it was just like, I was like crestfallen because it's like, oh no, not another one. Because it's definitely not, well, it's almost definitely not a work. Nothing in wrestling you could say is definitely, but it looked real. I mean, the leg did not look like it was in the right position. No. And it looked like a real stretcher and real facilities and real care. So, so very disappointing. And I guess if that injury didn't happen, it could have been interesting. But what was it building to? Ridge Holland against Oni Lorcan next week? Or Ridge Holland's going to get a tag team partner against Burch and Lorcan? And how does this further the thing with the Undisputed Era? So the whole thing sort of seemed unnecessary. And sometimes when you do something that's unnecessary, something bad happens, and that's just how I felt about it. It's a shame, but it was avoidable.
There you go. The myth, the man, the legend. What did you think?
So, I just hope he gets better, man. That looked nasty. From what it read, like it was like a lot of things. This sucks. He showed real promise. But, now, as much as I'll say he showed real promise, I'm going to bring up two things. I was gone for a little bit, so if Dose said this already, I apologize. You're just going to have to hear it twice.
Okay. It was all gold, baby.
It makes it extra nice. What's up, Bruce?
It's two things he did. Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
Just keep swimming.
There's two things that he jacked up on, though. The Johnny Gargano thing with his neck. And now if anybody who really knows wrestling, you can already tell that his stance was wrong. He was placed wrong. Something like jigged and it didn't go right. It wasn't Oni's fault at all. Oni just did the dive. He caught him. I think maybe his leg was a little off, but yeah, it sucks. He was set to have a big feud. I just hope he recovers and gets better because he had a lot of potential. He still does.
Yeah, I think he does too. I think he's just a little green around the gills, but that's okay. In due time. Next up, we had Shotzi Blackheart and Zia Lee. They had a fight. Yeah. I mean, that's all I really have to say on that. They had a fight. It's basically just building her up because, she's going to host Halloween Havoc on the 28th.
Yeah, I don't know when Zia Lee became the NXT tough job woman. Not sure I like that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Like, where did she become the person? Like, I think that Shotzi is the right person to be there. I'm not 100% sober on Shotzi, but that's not for me to decide.
Well, to each his own. If she doesn't work for you, she doesn't work for you. I mean,
yeah, but she is that person. It's like she's the one to bring. She's the perfect person for Halloween Havoc, without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay. JP, what do you think, real quick?
Shotzi Blackheart. I think Shotzi Blackheart is amazing. I absolutely love her. I think she's beautiful. I think she's got the look. I think she's got the spunk. I think she's got the perfect energy, and she's got the skills. She had a star-making performance against Io, and now she's just ready to be pushed. Hopefully, something good happens with her. Because a lot of times when a lot of these wrestlers, they'll show a lot of potential, and Triple H and start to build them up. And then as soon as Vince says, "Ooh, I want them," and then, oh, they're ruined. And Triple H is like, well, there's nothing I can really do. So he's forced to build up all these stars with the random chance that they might get ruined right when they go to the other shows. But as far as right now goes, she's so good to me that I want to go and watch her stuff in the other promotions that just dropped on the WWE Network just because of how good she is. Like, she gives me that, the eye magnet thing, and it ain't even about a looks thing. Yeah, she's very beautiful, and I like her green hair, and my favorite color is green, whatever. But she just has that magnet. I just have to watch her wrestle. When she's wrestling, I just watch.
Hey, there you go. And I think she's a perfect person for Halloween Havoc. She's got that flair. And our main event of the night, Ember Moon and Rhea Ripley teamed up against Dakota Kai and Raquel Rodriguez. You knew from the get-go Ember Moon was going to pick up the pin just because she returned, the week before. It was
great.
In my opinion, I like the fact that they're continuing the Rhea Ripley Raquel Rodriguez feud.
Gonzalez.
I like to see that, because they may not be big sweaty men, but they're big women. And they're gonna throw down.
I think she has she will have a spot. I mean, Raquel will have a spot. Sure.
Yeah. All right. JB3, what did you think of this match? Let's round this up and get to Jericho's 30 years.
Which match? What match are you talking about? You're not talking about the one we just talked about.
Ember and Rhea versus Dakota and Raquel.
Oh, to be honest with you, I didn't really watch that match. I'm just going to say this right now. I am not a fan of the return of Ember Moon. Not anything against Ember Moon. It's all the way it happened. It's all anticlimactic to me. The whole thing, everything was fine until the way she did her entrance at the show. And when she did her entrance at the show, and then I don't feel any ill will towards her as a wrestler as far as her skills. She's a great wrestler. She's fine. Totally fine. I don't like the execution on whoever wrote that. There could be a lot of things that you guys hear twice with me tonight.
I'm going solo, baby.
No, he actually said that. He said that on our recap show Sunday night. That
Really?
it just, yeah, and it's. I said it in a wrestling group, and I got bashed for it. I'm sorry. The least they could have done is had her ride that motorcycle. If she didn't know how, they could have figured out a way to rig it so she could stay up. She should have drove that bitch to the fucking ring, fired it up a few times, gotten in the ring, and pulled her helmet off. But
yeah, it's nothing against her. It was just the execution.
Nope.
It's all you, brother.
Me, brother?
No, Alec, go ahead. You got something to say.
I have nothing to say, man. Like, y'all put it there, man. Damn, like.
All right.
I want to like represent for her so much, but she never reached out. She never took made that. She never like reached out or whatever, like be that. But like personally, in my eyes, like I had no like who is she? Like I wanna be there for the people that were like reached out, and for people that reached out and said like, hey, we're gonna reach out for that. I mean, I can't like for me for Ember, she's not there. She never reached out. Not once.
Well, it is what it is, you know. I mean, just sometimes real quick, it is nice to see the New Day back on TV. Just add that.
Yeah, great.
Sorry.
But for the New Day, I never had nobody reach out to me. So for you, Matty, for you, JB3, for you, man, like nobody reached out to me, man. I'm just saying.
His Twitter handle's right down there, so he's waiting to hear from you.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the one person that reached out to me was like, was Seth.
Well, hey, at least somebody responded. I mean, you got to go there. All right, so let's jump into the 30 for 30, shall we? Started out with the FTW Championship. Will Hobbs taking on Brian Cage. I'm not even going to describe this match because there is somebody sitting on our panel that likes big, sweaty men doing big, sweaty things. Go ahead, Mr. Dose. Tell us about big, sweaty things.
This was a nice start to the match. To the show. Like you said, we had big men fighting in an AEW ring. Everybody was into it. There's a reason people are into it. There's people like wrestling larger than life. And the thing about Brian Cage especially is that he is so big and thick, and it looks like he's cut and made out of granite. But he is fast. He works as fast as any cruiserweight out there, and he's pretty fluid. Hobbs, I have to say, he looked a little bit lost at times. He looked a little bit like he wasn't exactly sure where he was going to be, but it was okay, and it was all right how it worked out. I enjoyed seeing it. He put on a good spine buster. I mean, that's for sure. He had that. Cage won, and I guess then I don't guess. I know Starks came out then, and then Darby came out to make the save. Nothing really happened of it, but now we have Cage beat Hobbs, but Darby beat Starks. So I guess next we're going to get a tag team match of those two teams again, as sort of like a rubber match of Team Taz versus Team Darby Hobbs. But before that all ensued, Taz made an offer to Hobbs to join Team Taz, which I guess is interesting. Except I'm sort of tired of all the recruitment. We've got the Dark Order recruiting. We've got Jericho and MGF. Teasing an inner circle recruitment angle. And then we have is the FTR forming some sort of four horsemen type faction. And then so there's a bunch of recruiting going on, and this is it's like repeat stories on the same show. That said, good match, good start, sets up a future combination match with four guys that I think will work pretty well together. And Hobbs is obviously an AEW project, and rightfully so. He deserves it. And it's good to see. He's probably going to be their first true homegrown, or as close as they're going to get to homegrown guy. So, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, and it was cool to see. But yeah, good match. I'm glad Cage won because he should win. Cage is awesome.
Yeah. All right, JB3. What'd you think?
Okay, so I love long-term storytelling.
I was about to say, do I need to pull up the banner? Or he's going to call it?
No, I like long-term storytelling. I'm just ready for this to move along now, and maybe this tournament is where it will move along. So that's what I'm waiting for. I just want it to go, move along, do get it over with. It's got to happen at Full Gear. They got to get each other. They got to either tournament finals because they're both in it, or they both cost each other a spot. But honestly, it's probably going to be the finals.
I see the finals going a different way, but I guess we can break that down real quick. We had the reveal of the other four. It was Colt Cabana. Oh, shit. Darby Allin. I'm trying to remember the third, and Hangman Page. It's going to be Omega Page in the finals. Let's be fucking real. It's going to be the pure cleaner Omega and face Page. That's the way they've set it up. That's the way it should end.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're going to.
But answer me this: why do they have rankings 1 to 10 if this tournament is just going to be some random ass people like Colt Cabana, who I think has one singles win?
He's going to be a jobber. He's going to be a first-round jobber.
I understand he's there to take the loss and probably do something with the Dark Order further disintegrating, but
there's just a lot of other guys that could have went on there.
I know, but it's a tournament for the number one for a title shot. So they already have a number one contender. So it should be 2 through 9 should be the people in there if they have ranking systems. This wasn't a battle royal or something like that, where you can put in wild cards. This was a tournament for a title shot. So if you're going to have rankings, make it make sense. I mean, I know why Colt Cabana's there. He gets a paycheck. He's a professional. He's not going to screw anything up probably, and he's there to take the loss. But that was But logically, I have a gripe with it, and this is AEW sort of a repeat mistake it makes. JB3 said it earlier about WWE. They book themselves into corners, and NXT does the same thing. This is sort of the same thing. If you're going to have these rankings, use them. Or if you're not going to use them, explain why. Like the FTR Open Challenge, which we're going to get to next, or Brush with Greatness. I think I know what the story is, but it's never really been flushed out. And if it was, it could make sense if I'm right. I'm not even sure I'm right. But we'll get to that, I guess, very shortly.
Well, we'll just use that as a segue into it then. We had FTR and the Hybrid 2 going at it in their 20-minute match of greatness. I actually like the Hybrid 2. The singles matches that the guy's been having have been pretty good. They're technically sound. This was just let's be honest, this was just an angle match to get to Best Friends and FTR. It was a good match. It was a hard-hitting match. Both teams got their licks in. It was good. I mean, it's giving underdog teams, the spotlight. If we take a tour of JB3's house, he can tell us what he thought.
Sorry, I'm all over the place tonight, doing a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to remember what I just listened to you say it. What did you say?
Too.
I liked it. I liked it, and the reason I liked it is because it wasn't the same match as the last two matches. Their last two matches were kind of lame to me because they were the same match. They were good matches, but it was the same match. I wanted to see something different. I wanted to see FTR use different tactics to get the win, and I didn't want to see Tully. It was a clean win. I'm sure there was some shenanigans throughout, like they always do, but the fact that they hit that move, the big suplex and then the big splash, which is something that they do. I'm surprised that they got the win with that move, because they usually would hit either, the Goodnight Express, or Tully and Arn's old move, but no, they hit that move, and it's odd. They beat the high flying team. Jack Evans is the high flying guy. They beat the high flying guy with a high fly move. And it's like the only high fly move that they do is that one splash and it's dash every time. I'm just glad they did mess up. There's just a slight mistake. Someone said, and somewhere they posted that the next week's match is going to be a Brush with Greatness, and then it's actually, I guess, going to be a regular 60-minute time limit match.
Yeah, they've claimed that it's going to be a regular 60-minute championship match with the best friends.
Which the true number one contenders know, supposedly, so that works out.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that because the fact that what the fuck? Sorry, I don't like what they just did.
I mean, exactly what you're at, and I'm mad too.
I can't believe they just took those away from them. That is ridiculous, but it makes sense.
Oh wait, maybe we're not talking about the same thing.
Fucking New Day just won the tag titles.
Oh yeah, that's what I was freaking out about. Yeah, that's not what I was upset about.
I don't like that. No, that is ridiculous.
Well, just wait, my friend.
I'm watching. But no, I'm sorry about that. I'm tired of the ridiculous best friends angle. They are becoming comedy. They're becoming comedy spots, just like fucking FTR says. All right. So we pretty much covered that. Let me scroll on.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you went first. I apologize.
No, I started the segue into it. I was talking about the other match.
Oh,
but I'm not going to spend too much. Well, who knows what I'm going to do. Let me first start by what I think the story with FTR is that does make sense to avoid the ranking system. I think the story has been that delicious that they are avoiding the rankings by picking their own opponents in this Brush with Greatness. I don't know how they arrange it. Maybe it's in their contracts or whatever, but they're avoiding the rankings by doing that. They're picking teams that they think are weak. So they pick the wrong combination of SCU, and then they pick H2H. I don't know why anyone thought this was a great match. H2H missed half of their moves. It was embarrassing. They also... at the end, when they FTR won with the high flying move, they said that was a signal to the Bucks. But the Bucks do the tuna meltzer, so while they're high flying, it wasn't a Bucks finishing move that they used. So I didn't quite understand why that was a big deal. That said, it was a clean win. Then there was the weenies scene with best friends. Already a T-shirt is made, which is sort of annoying for a company who said they weren't a T-shirt company and overcame that label by putting on a very successful wrestling product. They certainly make T-shirts for every goddamn thing. But I think the match itself was covered all right, and we were getting a proper title match next week. I never liked best friends, so I'm glad that you guys are coming over to the dark side of the force.
JV3, I completely understand what you just said.
Told you.
What in the blue fuck was that about?
Oh, you're probably going to get even worse with it in a second.
What the hell? So that must mean, okay, spoiler, that must mean Street Profits are going to SmackDown.
Oh, just wait, my friend.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh God! Why would they break that up? But
Just wait, there's more. No, you're seeing it now. Breaking news, everybody who's watching. Matt is finding out the bad news.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw. I'm gonna have to break my son's heart in the morning. That's gonna be because his favorite faction just broke up.
Kind of. Well, we don't know if they broke up.
We're on two different sides. What are they gonna do?
They can still support each other.
Social media, and they got Survivor Series coming up.
Yeah. All right. So it's on commercial. Let's move on to, in my opinion, one of the best matches of the year. Yes, you could make a claim for Hangman Omega versus the Bucks. You could do the Iron Man match that Pac and Kenny had. You could have the Lights Out match between Mox and Kenny. I can't believe that stuff actually happened in 2020. Like, it still blows my mind that actually happened in 2020. But the dog collar match for the TNT Championship between Cody and Brody Lee. Wow. This goes back to when we were talking about a match recently where I said a little bit of blood would have made the story better. This is pay-per-view quality match. They went toe-to-toe. You knew Cody was going to bleed from the get-go. We've all kind of come to agree that, Cody bleeds every match. They used the chain in awesome ways. Brody Lee throwing the chair at Arn Anderson was funny. And it took two crossroads. Cody's promo at the end was amazing. Orange Cassidy's going to fight Cody for the TNT Championship next week.
Yeah, after losing a title shot 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is the best way to put it. This was a bit, every bit the violent, bloody affair that was promised. It took viciousness and physicality to a new level. They said it beautifully right there. AEW put it perfectly. I'm kind of surprised Cody won, but it came out that maybe Brody Lee winning the championship wasn't plan number one. But I don't mind it. This was my favorite match of the whole week, including TakeOver. And you know how I felt about some of those matches. What did you guys think?
I'll go first. All right. I'm actually looking. I need to find somebody right now, so I'm gonna look. Howard. Oh, right. Bam.
Damn. I am stunned.
Yeah, straight trash. Now, let me clarify. The match was a great match. It was a brutal, rare, great match. If I ever watch this match again, I'm gonna watch the opening of the match and to the end of the match. I'm not gonna watch any of the story going in or any of the story going out because I don't agree with the booking, just like everybody else. It's stupid. It buries Brody. Yeah, okay. Some people says, "Oh, he's got a title shot," and I know he said, "I'll do what I do and make it." He was believable. He could have held that title for a long time.
He should have.
If Cody was going to come back, Cody should have came back forever ago, or I mean, forever a long way away. He don't need to come. He came back in like what 5 weeks, and then he wins again. Like, look. Hopefully, maybe this is some long, like you said, they want these long-term stories, a long story, so that they can, like maybe, like I said, heel turn Cody. I've been talking about it for 6 months now, but yeah, the match itself was great. The result and the decision to put the belt back on Cody, it's Cody's character. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna go to Dose with this. Cody's character now is what Triple H's character would have been in 2003 as a babyface. He's the babyface 03 Triple H.
I agree with that.
It's starting to look that way. That said, I agree with almost everything that you said. It's probably just a question of degree. Everyone was excited about this being an old school style match. And in fact, it was. But the way we got here was very, very Gen Z. There was no story. There was no patience. There was no build. It made no sense. First of all, why does Cody get the automatic rematch? Secondly, why is Brody Lee, the champion, demanding a dog collar match? Cody's the one who got his ass kicked. Cody's the one that should be chasing him. Lee is the one who should be running away. It should be Cody who should be looking to do the dog collar match, and this should have happened in 7 months from now. Dog collar matches are the final conclusion of epic feuds, not the second match of a rivalry. So, in Wrestling 101 storytelling and character, it failed. Cody was looking like he was taking a heel turn. He made a gigantic babyface speech at the end, which was a good promo, but it blurs everything that happened before. I will say this, thank God that the black dye is starting to grow out and his hair is starting to look like a normal shade of brown for him. Not that people don't have black hair, he just doesn't have black hair. So he's starting to look a little bit less like Robbie Rotten, which is good. And listen, he took that 5 weeks and he got himself into better shape. I don't know what it is with wrestlers working 1 day a week that somehow they get into worse shape. But, you know, a lot of the guys who were stuck in quarantines, they are coming out ripped. Anyway, Cody looked good. The match was good. I didn't think it was great. I think it was a little clumsy. They had problems with the chains. It looks like the chain link attaching itself, binding to Brody's neck came loose at least 3 times that I saw, which was, obviously not planned. Otherwise, they would have worked it into the story. But, I mean, I know why everyone was happy with it. It was brutal. There was a lot of blood. There was the Crimson Mass that modern fans aren't used to seeing live. They remember the magazines and the scenes. But other than Dustin Rhodes at, I guess it was All Out, or maybe it was Double or Nothing. But,
he's like,
yeah. I mean, aside from that, we're not used to seeing that on our TV screens anywhere anymore. But, it is. I'm not ready to call him Triple H or Jeff Jarrett yet, but that way.
I do want to say real quick, sorry to interrupt.
I'm done.
I did love the finish.
Yeah, the finish was great.
As far as like the match goes, because like Brody Lee has this really like it's something I like about his in-ring stuff because I'm a New Japan mark too, so this is something that would happen in New Japan. He kicks out of people's finishers at 1 for just to be a dick, like, and then like he just laughs. He's like, ha 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 ha, like he did it to Mox, he did it to here. So he kicked out of the Crossroads immediately and was like, nah. But the chain wrap, that was kudos to Brody for biting the chain and letting it go over his nose and his eyes and in his mouth, and then he got hit with that. If there's anything, that's the one thing that protects him as far as like looking strong in the ring is the fact that it took a chain wrapped around his face and through his mouth in that type of a crossroads for it to actually be like the actual finish of the match. So as an in-ring competitor, he looked strong and with that finish, but golly, man. And like Dole said, there's so many of the, like, if you're gonna do that type of match, you gotta make sure you live up to the hype of that type of match because that type of match has been protected and is for years. I think
they did. I think they did. I like the fact that it wasn't as good as the Fiend and Daniel Bryan strap match at Royal Rumble, but they did. I like the little things they did, like where Cody used the chain to pull Brody into the table. Like there were just some really unique spots that they did. I don't know why they decided to take the belt off of him, or if they were putting it on him. But, it is, Greg the Hammer was a great touch. Definitely. It was a great touch. And he looked uncomfortable. Like, he was selling that, too. Like, he just, it looked great. Next up, we have Big Swole taking on Sinra Deeb. This was fine. It was a nice TV match. It built up, Big Swole again, because she's going to face for the championship next week on the 1 year anniversary show, which is kind of where they did it when they did, but it makes it was fun. It was a good TV match. Anybody else want to go? I think
you wrapped it up exactly right. Just my personal opinion is that the better wrestler lost, but that's not her role right now. Maybe not ever. But, I mean, Serena Deeb is a better wrestler than Big Swole is.
You freeze?
No, we're waiting for you to.
It's your turn, big guy.
Oh, yeah. I was just showing everyone my big son.
Yeah, you're big.
Huge boy. Getting big.
He's got a full head of hair.
Are we sure that it's his kid then?
Huh?
He's got a full head of hair. Are we sure he's yours?
Well, I mean...
Not even sure where to go with that. And I said, no, good night.
Well, it's my boy.
Well, the joke's on him because he won't. So
no. But all right. JV3, what do you think of Swole and Deeb?
I'm just excited to see Deeb more. She seems to make everybody look amazing. So
yeah.
I don't have much to say about the match itself. I want to see more of her.
There you go. All right. And in our main event to celebrate Jericho's 30, we had Chris Jericho and Jake Hager taking on Luther and Serpentico or Chaos Theory. This was not good. I didn't like it. Everybody's jumping up and down about it. I didn't really care. In my opinion, you know me, I like Luther. I love his deathmatch style. But against Jericho and Hager, it just didn't look right. Serpentico was on fire. He's the one to take the ass whooping. It was fine. Big guy, what do you think, Mr. Chug That Bang? Get your bang on. Mr. It's me. It's me. It's bang.
Yeah, so
he's trying to laugh.
I said it before about Chris Jericho, but given the fact that it's the 30th year, I understood everything about this main event. Of course, they built the matchup to make Luther and Jericho look like, okay, first off, Jericho made Luther, just in the videos, look way more impressive and important than he's ever looked in AEW. Why didn't he debut like that? Why didn't they, instead of bringing him in to be a part of the Nightmare family, why didn't, if that was their true history, why didn't they just have him come in and challenge Jericho after he lost the title? Why didn't they make that his debut? And then they could have talked about how they had the 30-year history and how he's a deathmatch legend, and have him come and face Jericho, and like they could have a feud and a couple matches and then end it in a death match. And that could have been what was going on. But no, we had to see some Mimosa stuff with Orange Cassidy instead. And we had Luther come in and be a failure with the Nightmare family, and then just kind of roll around in the dark and just kind of chill.
Jobber is the key word you're looking for. He became a fucking jobber.
Right. And now Chris Jericho wanted to work with him, you know, so they made him a part of a tag team and give him some victories and whatnot. But I was like, man, when I watched the video of how they, like, of their history, I was like, that would have been a perfect build-up for his debut match. Like they could have debuted this guy to be a straight. They could have made him look like a monster. Instead, they made him look like a joke. And now they wanted to make this video, which made him look like a monster and a credible threat. And then they have this match, and then they make him look like a joke. Because as much as I love Chris Jericho, it's just starting to kind of get to be that time a little bit. Maybe he knows it. It's going to happen soon. He had his 30-year anniversary. It was a fun match. It was a fun time. They got to have exactly the things that he wanted. We got to end the show with Chris Jericho on everything, and it's exactly what he always wanted. So I'm happy for him. I know that it was more or less that type of a thing. The MJF stuff is kind of weird. I don't know where that's going. Like, it was supposed to be some tease, and then they were like, "Oh, hey!" Like, I don't know about that now. That was like, there's too much serious mixed with too much not serious. Too much serious wrestling storyline mixed with I don't give a shit about what's going on here. It's wrestling storyline. Like, it's all mixed and jumbled together now, and I'm just like, why is MJF trying to kiss Chris Jericho's ass now? It's the only way I can think of it is Jericho's going to turn into a face, and then he's going to be able to retire as a good guy. Other than that, I don't know.
Why? Why? That means they have to break up the inner circle because the inner circle are heels. No, leave it alone. Leave it alone. That is my opinion. Dos?
JB3 was basically channeling me, or I'm channeling him because I feel almost identically. So instead of rehashing what he said, I will say that the best part of the Jericho MJF segment was the clown no selling, the breaking of the poster over his head, and Wardlow not moving. Jericho was breaking the poster of the clown's head, which is really close to MJF, but Wardlow is not moving either. So he's also not no selling it. So that was fabulous. And then the best part of the tag match was the end where they broke out the bubbly, and it was like Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels end of a SNL show, and all the credits were Chris Jericho. That was clever. That made me chuckle. But between those two segments, the match was painful.
There we go. All right, guys. That'll do it for tonight, gentlemen. Let's wrap this up. JB3, tell them about Combat Wrestling Trivia.
Combat Wrestling Trivia. Combat Wrestling Trivia is a wrestling trivia group of guys who combat in a wrestling ring that's not real. It's virtual, and it's actually just trivia. It's similar to the Schmodown. It's similar to all the other stuff. It's TMG. TMG got their trivia, which I am currently watching the TM Geek tournament. Find out the first champion right now.
Which you can't. My match that got corrupted. I did pull out the W. Just leave it at that.
But we at Combat Wrestling Trivia, we do wrestling trivia. So right now we're at Nerd Entertainment Network over on that YouTube channel. And coming up, we got a lot of build up to the big event, Survivor. It's coming in November. Most likely it's going to be right around surrounding the AEW Full Gear. So, yeah, it's good times. Again, it's just like all the other trivia leagues, except it's strictly wrestling. But, and you should check out all the other trivia leagues too. Check out Jote. Check out TMG Trivia. Just check those guys out.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. And then, Mr. Dos, tell us about your lovely podcast.
My podcast is Garden of Doom. It's sort of a variety magazine type show where we cover current events and science-y and weird news items, as well as things that go bump in the night and myths that have survived, sort of our collective memory, so to speak. So we try to make the abnormal normal. Check it out. The shows are 75 minutes. We try not to go longer than that. We've had some fun guests. One a fairly well-known podcaster in the wrestling world. Another, we had an actual aerospace engineer. I'm not allowed to say her full name or where she works, or it could get her in big trouble. So check it out. Cool show. If you listen to it at 1.5 speed, it's less than an hour. And give us a like, rate us, give us a review. Honest feedback is appreciated. I'm also here, obviously. You can follow me on Twitter at IcarusFellMD. And also, it looks like I'm going to be a regular, semi-regular on Unpopular Review, powered by Yep, I Like Wrestling, which is another sort of variety YouTube channel that covers a lot of things of pop culture, but a lot of wrestling. And I'm there to class the joint up because, frankly, it's been a bit of a mess. And Big Daddy Cool called on his old friend, the Malachi of Evil Dose, to clean it up by spreading the ether and the brimstone.
There you go. And then you can find me right here. We run typically Thursday nights. Sometimes we go Fridays because, somebody has something going on, something like that, But then Saturday nights we do After Dark, which is just a variety show. We have different people on doing different things. So definitely check us out there. Like you said, check out Nerd Entertainment Network. Check out Garden of Doom. Check out everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on everybody's channel. Guys, this was Suplex City. I'm going to talk to everybody and see what they want to do for Monday night because I think we should live stream the rest of the draft and kind of lay out our 2 cents. So everybody, too sweet to you. And